Right, we're back with a bit of a breaking news story from Paris. The French elections are today, the last day of voting is still ongoing, and we are hearing about a bit of a drama on the ground. And President Emmanuel Macron has potentially broken the election rules in France, and this came from Sky News. It's weird because we rarely compliment Sky News for being objective, but Adam Parsons, the Sky News correspondent, reporting about what's going on the ground, and he noticed something interesting because of the election rules in France. The presidential election rules are even more stricter than here when it comes to on the day, the final day of voting, how much interactions politicians could have, and then of course the rules against campaigning and talking to voters. We've just discovered from, of course, Adam Parsons that campaigning is banned. Whereas, meanwhile, we've seen Macron on a walkabout as he's greeting voters, shaking hands, kissing a man's head. What happened to social distancing, Emmanuel? And this on his way to the polling station. And a lot of people question this because Adam Parsons continued by saying, well, Macron has now arrived at the polling station. He's still talking to people. And it's impossible to imagine how this isn't a breach of the rules that outlaw campaigning. Now, some people question saying, well, just chatting to people on the streets is not really outlawed on election day. Well, it wasn't a chat. It was an organized long walkabout. And a chat is different. Even a taking selfie is very different to actually talking, because what are you going to chit chat about? What, the weather? If you do that, if there are witnesses, then that's fine. But if you're going to talk about, nice to meet you, hope you vote for me, that is a breach of the election rules. That's why we have strict rules even here. When we have Boris Johnson, for example, as Prime Minister, going to vote, he just goes in, votes, comes out. Doesn't go around and walk about and talk to voters in the queue who are about to make their decisions. That is against the rules. And, we're just questioning something. Adam Parsons questioning something, that a potential breach of the election rules. It's a similar problem that we have with activists. The Labour Party, sometimes, every election, send their party activists and members to campaign at polling stations. They go with leaflets and they campaign. And that's against the rules. Up to a point where, for example, Tower Hamlet and some places, they have to send the police to go and monitor, to stop the Labour activists from trying to change people's minds when they're queuing to go into the polling station. It's really weird. So, of course, Adam Parsons just questioned this, but I haven't really heard much from the BBC or anybody else. So this channel, we are breaking this news story because obviously Adam Parsons just tweeted it. So we're going to find out more. We're going to come back throughout the night and give you the reaction from what's going on the ground in Paris over the French elections. Of course, it's still more likely that Macron could win this election. He will be the first president to win a re-election in 20 years in France. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.